Fantastic title, fantastic topic. I love everything about this idea. I think that if we live in a world where people can actually not only admit that they're wrong, but embrace that we don't know everything, because it's not possible to know everything. I don't know about you, but I grew up. I remember people who were like my dad and people in my dad's life who would be like, know-it-alls. They'd kind of know everything.
Oh yeah, I know a few of those.
Yeah, and then the internet shows up.
Yes.
And I mean,
yes.
Oh man, because when somebody says they know everything, but the internet does not exist, it's not Encyclopedia Britannica, and look up what they're saying to see if what they're saying is true or if it's bullshit or not.
Right.
And so, the art of being wrong to me, I believe that we're in a shift right now, kind of dissipating, because at the end of the day, when we're wrong about stuff, that's what allows us to grow. So anyway, yeah,
disagree.
as you can see, you disagree with that
already.
Beautiful.
We're about 2 minutes in, and
we are outside time.
I highly disagree.
Okay,
now,
tell me.
I will agree that I think this psychology is shifting.
Yes.
But I don't think it's shifting away from people being know-it-alls.
Okay.
I think it's shifting to people being more tribal and more solidified in an echo chamber view. Right. So what I mean by that is, instead of people just on their own saying, I believe this and I'm right and I just know everything. And a lot of people, like you're saying, these people that just think they know everything, a lot of times they're just faking it.
Sure.
Right.
Of course.
But I think now with the internet and with algorithms, now we're just staying within our own echo chamber. And we've talked about this before. An echo chamber is just all the information that gets fed to you. And that it means either digitally or within your own group of friends, which tends to start to slowly and become the same thing.
Right.
And I think now where we're at is just we're so focused on the information that's being fed to us that we start to solidify those views, and we start to solidify them hard.
Right.
And
so the wrongness now turns into this crust of wrongness, which makes it even more difficult to break through.
Well, and to your point,
or correctness,
like the internet, so if you want to call those people out, the internet is your friend.
Sure.
But I think also the internet is causing these solidified echo chamber views.
Sure.
Oh, I just did a Trump there. That's not good.
It's a did you?
I just did that. That's a Trump thing.
That's okay.
I was actually just showing narrowing of things. I wasn't just doing
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I don't think anybody made that connection between you and Trump.
I know, but I saw it because we're watching ourselves.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Because you're talking about the idea that you could actually be wrong, and I don't know that Donald Trump actually has never,
we can.
I mean,
I try hard because I watch a lot of things about Trump, so I try not to like just shit on Trump, because there's a lot of people we could shit on other than Trump.
Sure.
Definitely a good example. And I think if there's ever an episode to talk about him, this would definitely be a good one. So we actually have, we've talked about this a little bit, and I could never remember the name, so I looked it up today. But we have a psychological effect of people who believe they're right all the time and believe they're experts in things that they're not experts in.
Oh, so that's a thing.
It's an actual psychological
they got a label for that.
phenomenon, I guess you want to call it.
What's it called?
It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
The
Dunning-Kruger effect. So there's two psychologists, Dunning and Kruger, that
who are getting love in a place that they
which they'll never see.
One
second, Lee Waters here. People love echo chambers. It's gratifying to hear opinions that are similar to your own. So yes, you have more there. Opinions that make people uncomfortable.
I don't know about making people.
No, he's right. Differing opinions do make people uncomfortable.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah. Like this morning, for example, I opened up my Facebook feed, and I almost trapped myself a little bit with this exact this exact phenomenon we're talking about here. One of the things that I've been doing over the past couple months is I've been kind of taking a vertical leap in my habits. I've been reading a lot of good books. I've been doing a lot of introspection, learned how to meditate, things like that. And it's been an incredible experience, and I've loved it.
Trying to grow as a person.
Totally trying to grow as a person. Yeah, want to grow everything, because I think if I'm a bigger person, bigger things will fit into my life.
He wants to grow everything.
That's right.
I'm not going to go one. It doesn't matter how serious we get. If I can fit a penis joke in, it's happening.
If you could fit a penis joke in.
Right here.
Right there. Yeah,
he's way older than me too, which is the best part.
So yeah, that's right. No, so I look at my Facebook feed, and there's a whole bunch of real positive stuff, and I try and put positive stuff on my Facebook. And there's an article about the brain chemistry that happens when you're thinking about negative things or people who are complainers and things like that. And then I went down to the next thing that showed up and the next thing that showed up, and all of it had to do with the things that like I've been posting over the last few weeks. Some of these I try to make them insightful. Usually they're quotes from other people, things and positive things that come up. And I'm looking through my feed and it's like, holy cow, look at all this positive stuff. And like, oh, this is totally, it's reinforcing everything that I've been talking about. This is great. There are no coincidences. The universe is a great. Wait a second. Wait a second. That's not what it is at all. What's coming back onto my Facebook feed are the things that I've been putting out there.
Right.
And that's the echo chamber.
Right.
Now, for me, in a positive place, trying to get to an even more positive place, fantastic. But also, there ain't a lot of resistance on there. It's reinforcing just the thing you're talking about.
So I'm going to hit the world of gray on this. But before I do that, as a disclaimer, I would just like to say that I love everything that you're doing. I don't necessarily think if you're going to have an echo chamber, a positive echo chamber isn't the worst one to get to.
Sure.
But on that same note, what you're vulnerable to is the ignorance is bliss.
Delusion.
Right?
Absolutely. Because and I don't want to have delusion.
Right. And there are
results need to be gauged with metrics.
But on the other side of it, I try to look up things like, oh, what's going on in Yemen? What's going on in the Middle East? Like, what's the controversy with this anti-Semitic law if you question Israel's government? But the issue with that is then I just start getting very argumentative videos and algorithms, right? So it does become very overwhelming at certain points.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to try to even these things out.
Well, to go back to Lee's comment, though, that's like, people want to stay comfortable with the things that they're talking about. And he's exactly right. If somebody were to give up on my Facebook feed, I would want to almost even hide that.
You might feel physically upset.
Sure. And the intent might be good. Like, I only want to focus on positive. I don't want to focus on the problem. I want to focus on the solution, all that kind of stuff. But when there is controversy in anybody's life, like, I even take it down to like trucks. I see people who love Chevy trucks or love Dodge trucks or love Ford trucks so much to the point where they will start flaming the other brands that are out there. You drive a Ford, you're an idiot. Dodge rules.
Sports teams are like that too.
Sports teams are very much like that.
I grew up playing sports. I love sports. I played baseball for 13 years, football.
You play wrestling?
I play wrestling. I literally play wrestling. I play a wrestler on TV, local TV, but it's all the same.
Hey, TV's TV, man.
But yeah, I mean, we definitely get. I mean, that's what wrestling literally feeds off of. It feeds off of division, and it feeds off the good guy, bad guy, because that's the star cells, right?
But the division is good though. You can't just have everybody agreeing on the same thing. You need to have some division.
I think
you need to have some conflict there, right?
Can be good.
Sure.
I believe in civil discourse.
Yep.
I don't believe in defending a side just to defend a side. Me and Jen were talking about this a little bit until she said it was too early to talk about politics. But before we were still
her birthday party.
I know, we were still in bed. But before that,
come on.
We were talking about some of the divisions in politics. I forget what I was going to say.
American or
yeah. Hold on one second.
Okay, they were talking about the differences, the polarization from one side to the other, clearly, and probably a scandal or two.
Anyways, I'll think of that point. But to what Lee was talking about, that's called cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
So our brain tries really hard to form opinions and solidify opinions, but sometimes when that gets challenged, because it wants to hold on to those opinions so hard, we will physically feel upset when somebody argues against our points.
Yes.
So, Mike Chisholm, why do you think learning to be okay with being wrong is so hard for people?
I think for me, just on my personal journey and everything I've learned along the way, I think that ego has to do with it. I think if you want to level up, you got to beat the crap out of your ego. And I think that becomes a very, very difficult exercise for people, no matter where they're at what level they're at. Yeah, I know he's talking about Ryland's talking about misquotation bothers him. And I was thinking about that as well. Like even misquotation, like misquoting people somebody's trying to say just to pile up on
Or-
your opinion,
or taking it out of context.
taking it out of context
And-
too. Same thing, just to solidify your case.
To that point, people can do it innocently,
Yep.
right? Not realizing they're doing it. And then you have guys like Ben Shapiro, which I know I shit on a lot, but he'll purposely do it. There was a video I watched where someone had to call him out like separately in a separate video because he was quoting Hitler to a quote that wasn't even Hitler. It was when the Nazi Party was trying to use socialism as like a lure to bring people in to make them like be on his side and like think the party was all about the work
Bonus
or like what like